And we start today at noon with the weekend forecast. Here's a live look at Enterprise Center on this Friday. Sunny and in the mid-60s today, but we're in for at least one more day of chill this weekend. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. We will have warmer weather. Let's go right to meteorologist Jim Castillo. He has the Weather First pick of the weekend. Which day is it?
Yes, Sunday. Sunday's the day if you like the really warm stuff. Now, if you like the average high temperature, which is about 49 for this time of year, you're going to love Saturday. So both days, plenty of sunshine. And we're sunny right now. And, you know, low 60s for highs this afternoon as a cold front heads in our direction. So we'll pop to about 63. And, of course, limited cloud cover with it. So it's very sunny right now. It's a blue sky across the St. Louis area. So about 57 degrees right now, and that dew point is low. There is a little bit of elevated fire danger to the west, only because they're just asking people to be, if you're burning any kind of leaves or sticks, to be aware that there's a bit of a breeze out there, and the fire danger is a little bit higher today because of that low relative humidity. So the current wind speeds and gust, well, it could be as high as 30 miles an hour. And there it is, sunshine and breezy today, about 63 for that high. And again, much cooler tomorrow, kind of a chilly start, but average temperatures for this time of year, okay?
All right, we'll see you in a few minutes with the rest of the weekend forecast. Thank you, Jim. New at noon, St. Louis Mayor Tashora Jones taking on downtown traffic enforcement. About an hour ago, she announced an executive order on surveillance, transparency, and accountability. She's also urging the Board of Aldermen to pass the Automated Traffic Enforcement Act. It was introduced last year. The bill allows for red light and speeding cameras. She says would hold dangerous drivers accountable.
And we all know the unspoken rule in St. Louis. You don't hit the gas pedal right when the light turns green. You wait a few seconds just in case someone decides to speed through the intersection. It doesn't have to be this way. Everyone deserves to feel safe navigating our city by foot, by bike, by transit, or by car. We have to change the norm.
Members of the board say the executive order is, quote, insufficient. Board President Megan Green says, quote, it's been very difficult to get any information from the administration. The St. Louis Sports Commission pushing to bring several NCAA championship events to our city. It says it submitted bids for St. Louis to host championship events across 8 sports in the years between 2026 and 2028. They include women's volleyball, wrestling, men's basketball, all to be played at Enterprise Center. The commission also trying to bring tournaments involving ice hockey, gymnastics, and women's basketball. Parents and students voiced their frustration with the Wentzville School Board and the superintendent. Earlier this week, the Missouri Attorney General sent a cease and desist letter to the board alleging its members attempted to intimidate, investigate, and discipline 3 whistleblowers involved in a lawsuit. The suit claims the district violated open meeting rules when discussing district policy for bathrooms. The policy requires students to use the bathroom of their gender assigned at birth. The board didn't discuss the AG's letter or pending litigation during that meeting. 5,000 union workers could walk off the job at AnheuserBusch breweries next week. The Teamsters telling the brewer if they don't get the contract they want, they will walk on March 1st. The union is demanding better pay, an increase in retirement benefits, and Juneteenth as a paid holiday. AnheuserBusch has denied claims it's delaying negotiations. Republican lawmakers in Missouri want to make it harder to change the Missouri Constitution. State senators passed a bill that would require a majority of votes in 5 of the state's 8 congressional districts to approve amendments. The measure now heads to the Republican-led House and would ultimately go before voters if passed. Republicans have been fighting for years to raise the bar to amend the Constitution without success, but there's increased pressure this year due to an effort to get the abortion rights amendment on the November ballot. The Republican presidential candidates making a final push ahead of tomorrow's primary in South Carolina. Nikki Haley is behind in the polls, but that's not keeping her from campaigning heavily in her home state. Surrogates for Donald Trump have been spreading his message across the state, but tonight he'll make an in-person appearance. NBC's Bree Jackson has the latest from the campaign trail.
Both former President Trump and former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley will be making multiple stops across South Carolina today ahead of Saturday's Republican primary here in the state. I spoke with a group of black women in Charleston to have an open and honest conversation about issues heading into Decision 2024. Black women are a key voting bloc across the country, and each one I spoke with voiced their own views about a variety of issues that drive them to the polls. But there were similarities when it came to key issues such as women's health and the economy. Now, despite dividing his time between the courtroom and the campaign trail, former President Trump leads former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley by double digits here in South Carolina. Now, tonight, former President Trump is scheduled to be the keynote speaker at the Black Conservative Federation Gala in Columbia, South Carolina. In Charleston, South Carolina, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Residents of 52 homes in Swansea are back home today after a very long night. They had to be evacuated because of a potential hazard in a sewer line. The fire department says people living on North 16th Street had to leave their homes as firefighters looked into a suspicious odor. They traced that to a nearby sewer line. Crews conducted a controlled flush of that line. Residents were allowed to return to their homes around 11:20 p.m. New information today about a breaking story we brought you yesterday. Investigators trying to figure out how a homicide suspect died. Police say Clyde Young died in a shootout with police in West Dalton. They say he shot and killed his girlfriend Wednesday night after an argument outside a trucking company in Forestell. Young then called 911 yesterday and asked police to meet him at a gas station off Highway 67. When officers arrived, they say he refused to talk and threatened to hurt himself. Right now, it's unclear if he shot himself or if a police officer did. Still ahead, the latest from the moon, where a private lander has made the first U.S. touchdown in half a century. And AT&T found out what caused that outage that kept many of us from making phone calls.